It's time for the predictions. The resumption of Super League with these matches to be made up.
I'm bottom of the league, so yeah. Listen to me, kids. You won't go.
Sunday, gamble responsibly. Sunday, the 2nd of August, at Emerald Headingley Stadium, which is looking beautiful, by the way. St. Helens are champions versus the Catalan Dragons. We'll start with the Carters.
Well, Saints. Saints could have a year off and still come back awesome, won't they? Right.
I mean, wait up, is swapping James Graham for Luke Thompson weakening St Helens? Or rather, Luke Thompson for James Graham, does that weaken St Helens?
Probably not. And I think what strengthens St Helens as well is that somebody like James Roby, who was clearly struggling with injury, will be coming back completely fit. As we said right at the very beginning, before technology intervened, which I know you'll cut out all of those bits and nobody will even know it happened.
Yeah, it'll be a great podcast.
Yeah, you will. Breaking up for 50% of this.
How can there be a form line? How can you? I mean, on paper, the Dragons, because they hadn't played as many games as anybody else, had made quite a solid start to the season. But in terms of the personnel that they've got and some of the ones who they'll have back, they've got a real challenge this year. I think they could make the semi-finals against the Saints side, who, based on the last game that we saw played, were under par. But you still say, if this is a season restart, that Saints will be favourites for this. But you would not be surprised if Sam Tompkins came out and ran the show.
No, I mean, another thing is, I mean, to discount the start of the season, I mean, okay, James Graham's coming, but would you class James Graham as a new player, really?
Yes, because he won't know the ways of the coach that he's playing under. But in terms of the guys he's playing with, the structures that won't have changed that significantly. No, I think he will be an absolute asset for them. But he is replacing the guy who currently was, when he left, the best player in the competition. So,
true. But also, in terms of the players Catalan brought in before shutdown, their team is a lot newer than St Helens' team, whereby, given the season restart, it's probably the time where any familiarity with players that you played alongside does count, whereas a lot of the Catalan players, it was essentially a new team, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that plays in St Helens' hands for Sunday.
Yeah. I wonder as well with the, I know teams haven't been training until recently, but the fact that it gives Wolf longer to get his style over to the Saints team. I know some of the fans weren't happy before the lockdown about the way Saints were playing, but they might be more adept to the ways of the new coach now.
Catalan's been training longer.
Yeah, Catalan the first team back.
Been training longer as well, haven't they?
Yeah, they got back to playing in groups quicker than we did over here. So I think while Saints will have done a lot of individual training, Catalan will have the jump on them maybe for a couple of weeks on being back in, being able to practice moves and things. The other thing is the new rules, that none of us really know how teams are going to best adapt to the new rules. And a backup hooker is going to be worth his weight in gold. So you look at Saints, for example. We know James Roby could play 80 minutes, but the game itself is going to be speeded up. So is his effectiveness slightly less because he's going to get more tired and more targeted? And does that make Aaron Smith a really important part of what they do? Does Mickey McAlorum, again, he's at the latter stages of his career. Who have the Dragons really got to bring in as a backup auxiliary hooker to exploit these new rules? I don't know. I think none of us know until we see the teams play.
And if anything, the new rules almost suit Roby's style of game more than McAlorum at hooker.
Yeah.
Certainly for the early stages, anyway.
I'm going to side with Saints, but...
yeah, I'm going to go...
Yeah, I go Saints by 8.
Oh, do we have to pick a number?
If you want.
You don't have to. Do whatever you want.
I normally do.
And before we go on to the second game, because there was something...
The man himself, by the way, said Saints by 16.
Oh.
So clearly I'm going Catalan by 4 because of that.
The Leeds Rhinos, are they going to be in the away dressing room then when they take on the Huddersfield Giants?
I don't know, yes.
They have to be, I think, because that is the concession to it being Huddersfield's home game, that Leeds should not be able to have any advantage by actually playing at home. So, yeah, they will have to be in the away dressing room.
No marching on together either. That's good news for everyone. No South Stand band. Maybe you should take a cowbell, Gemma, just to give them that home support.
Can they not put a record on all the Tanner?
A record? Have they got any vinyl they can put on the turntable?
Yeah.
Oh,
probably play at 33 to the 45.
You know what I mean? CD, whatever the youngsters play nowadays.
MP3.
Yeah. Of a cowbell. I'm sure. Sky, well, we don't know how Sky are going to cover the games. Hopefully they've got one in their exciting band of sound effects, if indeed they have. How's this one going to go? Huddersfield and the Leeds Rhinos.
I like what Rich Degar was doing at Leeds actually before lockdown. You know, he got a lot of stick, didn't he, when he first came? But
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah, things were going in the right direction there, weren't they? I'm going to go Leeds to win this. Like
he sort of seemed to be starting to sort of turn things around on the field. I mean, okay, he wasn't perhaps the most inspiring choice for a new coach when David Ferner went, but you can't argue with the job he's done so far. He was turning them around on the field. And having spoke to Richard about the way pre-season's going, the way the mini pre-season's going, he's been preparing the players for the new rules in terms of like alerting them to when a set restart happen and things like that. So you can't really argue with them not leaving anything to chance. So I mean, Huddersfield were a funny team really before lockdown. They either very, very good or you pretty ordinary. But I mean, I personally think Leeds will win on Sunday. Personally,
yeah, I'm gonna go Leeds by like 14 or something.
14.
I think we saw a different Huddersfield prior to lockdown. They were a little bit more expansive. Aidan Caesar had made a huge difference. But going back to what we were saying about it might be based around the hookers that you have access to. I think for Leeds to have Cruz Leeming and Brad Dwyer under the current new rules actually just could be the difference between these two teams. Be interesting to see Ashton Golding making his debut against his old club. But I just have a feeling that if it's going to be very, very quick, then to have two of the fastest hookers in the business and be able to interchange them, I think that's probably going to be the difference. So I clearly am going to go Leeds. Well, Trey's descriptions are not going to be on the phone. By 10.
Stevie Ward and Richie Myler are likely to play. They're in the shop window now, looking for somewhere perhaps next year.
Stevie won't be playing, but he wouldn't have been playing anyway. He's still suffering from post-concussion syndrome. Richie will. And I think Richie's versatility in a number of positions. I mean, again, when you think the last game that we saw Richie play was playing at fullback, I think he again is very important in a game where I think positions are going to gradually morph. Somebody who can play in a number of them is going to be valuable.
Oh, definitely.
And he's playing for a contract. So.
Because Simon Wolford was a viewer of this programme before lockdown, I don't know if he still watches now, we're pre-recorded. And as far as I know, no one from Leeds watches. I'm going to go for the Giants by 6. I don't know, I'm just making it up. I haven't looked at the Super League table. I've got no idea. Not that it is mentioned.
It don't matter. You just pick anyone.
Yeah.
No one's just going to happen.
Well, I may as well do that.
Leeds by 10, he said.
Leeds by 10. And the Man of Steel points, of course, which is all over the place now because of Toronto's expungement. Yeah, expungement? No one knows. But well, there you go. Rugby League is back in Super League, so don't upset all the people who support Championship or League One teams.
Is that it for Sunday?
Just 2
games. Yeah, it was going to be a triple header, wasn't it? But
What would you have done with that first game? It would have been Tony Smith against Brian McDermott. You wouldn't have known who to cheer for.
When is Salford playing?
Week after.
Sweet.
Just out of interest, asking for a friend and all.
Week after against Hull.
Ooh,
Excitement.
I'll give it
back in the
Salford will win that.
fair city of Leeds.
Yeah.
We'll be hosting it.
And you're the home team as well, along with Wakefield and Leeds are all the home teams on the Sunday, so that'll be good.